rise. If we could keep in our thoughts and prayers our law enforcement and our military to come home safe, and also those that were just recently killed, if we could keep them in our prayers. Thank you. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-10 compliance with other entered into the minutes.
Roll call.
Freeholder Arnwood.
Here.
Freeholder Kenny. Freeholder Koppel. Freeholder Nara. Here. Freeholder Samara.
Here.
Freeholder Valenti. Here. Freeholder Director Riddle.
Here. We'll go over the agenda, page 1. Mr. Kelso.
There are no changes to the agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we have no resolution. It added, amended, held, or voided.
There are no changes.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to open up the meeting to the public on discussion on any items that are listed on the agenda.
Just on the agenda?
Just what's listed on the agenda, ma'am. Okay, is there a motion to close?
I'd like to speak if no one else does.
Go ahead. Mr. Cradaville, you have a question?
Sure, yeah, please.
Good evening, members of the board. Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick, editor of New Brunswick Today. I wanted to ask about this resolution sponsored by Freeholder Kenny, but he's not here tonight. I was going to ask him why he sponsored 17-1217-R. Can anybody else speak to that resolution? Why it's on this agenda? Is it an urgent item that has to be passed tonight?
Which one?
17-1217-R. It's an agreement with Buckeye Port Renting Terminal LLC to occupy a portion of the county's right-of-way for some sort of petroleum pipeline in Perth Amboy. Can you tell me why this is on the agenda tonight? What purpose does this serve?
This is part of their original plan that when they came into Perth Amboy and they took the former Chevron property, that to alleviate most of the truck traffic, that they transfer fuels from point A to point B, that they will be putting a pipeline that's connecting one portion of the existing pipelines to the other, which will be on the county roads. Or road.
It crosses
three intersections. Most of it runs along, I think, the rail line.
There's a railroad line and some state highway.
Right.
Who has given that permission?
Which they already received state DEP
Yes.
permission.
Respectfully, I'm just a little put off by being on this particular agenda. I know this meeting is usually, it says invoices only. Is this considered an invoice?
Well, there's, from time to time, we've put on the agenda for invoices only, where we've put other resolutions on that maybe had time constraints that were critical to the adoption for those resolutions. So this is not the first time that an invoice meeting only has had other resolutions on there.
For clarification, though, the meeting, when they're advertised, are advertised as a regular meeting. They're not advertised any longer as invoices only.
On the county website, it says invoices.
Well, they're not, that's not how they're
I mean,
advertised.
that's where I go to find out about your meetings, and I saw it was listed invoices only. I was a little surprised to see this on here. You said that maybe there's some time constraints. Can you elaborate on the time constraints of this particular resolution?
Yeah, part of the operating procedures for Buckeyes, they obviously want to move on this line. This was originally provided to us probably about 30 days ago. There was an agreement, number of agreements that had to be fulfilled before we can get on the agenda. So we actually received this on 30 days ago. We felt in order to make sure we work with them and be there at the timelines for putting in the pipeline, as Phil Director indicated, we'll take quite a bit of truck traffic off the roadway, which currently exists between Perth Amboy and the facilities, and put it all through the pipeline. It's primarily intersection, impact on any intersection work that needs to be done.
One time, 90,000.
That could all be for 30,000 per intersection.
Okay, but it's one time, it's not an annual payment.
That's
They're just
correct.
in perpetuity they get it. Okay, well, I would urge you to not pass this tonight because for one, Freeholder Kenny's not here to speak about it. You also mentioned that this has been brought to your attention about 30 days ago by Chevron, or people took over Chevron. And I would suggest that there's a plan for a very controversial pipeline in Middlesex County and a compressor station in Somerset County that's connected to it. And folks have been coming for much more than 30 days to these meetings advocating against this, calling for a very simple resolution to oppose that project. I would suggest that those folks have waited much more than 30 days to get what they're asking. I believe Buckeye Partners is or Buckeye is a very powerful political donor, and may well have supported the campaigns of some of the folks who got here. And I don't think that they deserve any more special treatment than the crowds that have come here against the pipeline.
Everybody gets treated fairly here, Mr. Credible.
Okay, well, I don't see a resolution on this Invoices only agenda opposing the pipeline that dozens of people have come to this microphone to oppose. And I don't see a resolution on this Invoices only agenda about a resolution, resolution to oppose the compressor station in Somerset County that so many people in South Brunswick are going to be affected by, and other parts of Middlesex County are going to be affected by. I don't see that on this agenda, but what I do see is an execution of agreements to give basically in exchange for a rather small one-time payment to give this petroleum pipeline the go-ahead. I would urge you not to pass that in the county, the same county where the Durham Woods explosion happened. Don't do that tonight, please.
Thank you. Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes, ma'am.
Linda Powell, can you hear me?
Yes.
22 Buffer Drive, Somerset, New Jersey, which is in Franklin Township, which has been very progressive environmentally, has taken the lead of conservation voters' campaign of rejoining the Paris Climate Accord and has passed the Food and Water Watch off. Every council member and mayor has signed it off fossil fuel. And I have the same concern that Charlie just brought up, because I do not understand what this pipeline is for, and I question what the health and safety impact on us will be, and that you would at least have some type of public hearing on the topic before pushing this ahead. I didn't realize it was only on the table for 30 days, which is pretty quick push. And I'm wondering if it has any connection with the Pilgrim oil pipeline that people have been fighting in New Jersey for years and years and years, and if they want to connect up with that. And
My understanding, it does not have anything to do with that Pilgrim pipeline project. And this is going to take a lot of trucks off the roads doing the same thing, transferring products of diesel fuel, gasoline, or jet fuel from one point to the other.
well, I agree with the environmental concern of taking a lot of trucks off the road, but I don't know if it's a good trade-off, as it seems to be an expansion of the fossil fuel industry. And as we know, any expansion of the fossil fuel industry is going to tip us over with climate change and give us a few years left to deal with in terms of life as we know it. So I really don't think you should plunge ahead with this deal until there's some type of public, we can investigate what this means and what the public health and safety impact is going to be.
Well, like I said earlier, that the DEP gave approvals for this pipeline connection.
And so did the city of Perth Amboy through their public hearing.
Exactly. The city of Perth Amboy supported this project.
That doesn't negate anything I've said, though.
I understand.
Well, the only I would say,
And I also, if I have a minute left, I'd also like to say that we still would like, our councilman, Joseph Danielson has spoken to each one of you about intervening in opposition to the compressor station and pipeline extension under Raritan Bay. He's gone to the Somerset County Freeholders. Senator Booker has stated his opposition to it.
You have to stick to the position of the point of this resolution here, ma'am?
Well, I think it's all connected.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else from the public?
Yes.
Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Yes, my name is Maria M. Thanos. I am a substitute teacher for Perth Amboy. I live at 3710 Wells Drive, Parlin, New Jersey. It's 9 minutes away from where I work. I've been working in Perth Amboy for the last 6 years as a substitute teacher, and I know about the children, I know about the congestion and the pollution. Since I also belong to the World Health Organization as a member, and I do environmental study and peer-reviewed longitudinal studies at Rutgers University, which I am on the honor roll dean's list. Now, talking about the congestion, going to work in the morning, leaving at work in the afternoons, staying after school, helping out the special need kids, because I have a passion for that. And if I could help the children of Perth Amboy, why not? I think this is a really good idea to implement this program for the pipeline. I think this should be passed tonight. If so, why 30 days? Why 30 months? Why 30 years? Something is positive, go for it. We are helping the children. I don't believe you work in Perth Amboy and you've been there. I see the children. I walk with them, whether it's on Hall Avenue, Eagle Avenue, if it's on New Brunswick Avenue. I know Perth Amboy. Now I'm looking to buy a house or even move to Perth Amboy. That's how dedicated I am, because I was raised in Jersey City and I love Abbott districts. And those children need to have cleaner air. And having the congestion, you can't even park. People, residents of Perth Amboy can't park. And I support it, whether it's the mayor of Perth Amboy or the committee here, the freeholders. I think it's something promising. Come on, don't kick Perth Amboy around. It belongs to Middlesex County, and I love it. So that's all I want to say, that I am fully in support of this and I advocate it, and I adhere to the rules and regulations of how it should be passed. So go ahead for it. You have my full vote and my whole family. I have 4 children myself, from the ages 17 to 24, and one is serving overseas international with the immigrants helping out. So, of course, I am dedicated and I will die for my country, and I love Perth Amboy and I love Middlesex County. So please, go ahead, support it, do it. Thank you, have a nice day.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public?
Move to close public portion.
Second.
Motion to close by Fielder Tamara, seconded by Fielder Valente. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there anyone that has to vote separately on any items? Is there a motion? Sorry, Mr. Kelso?
Yes, for the director, motion would then be in order to adopt a consent agenda consisting of resolution number 17-1211 through 17-1218.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Fielder Valente, seconded by Deputy Director Tamara. Roll call.
Fielder Armwood?
Yes.
Fielder Nara?
Yes.
Fielder Tamara?
Yes.
Fielder Valenti?
Yes.
Fielder Director Rio?
Yes. Okay. Mr. Kelso, there's a reason that we need to go into executive session?
Yes, just on one matter, that's regarding labor negotiations, regarding various labor units.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Roll call.
Fielder Armwood?
Yes.
Fielder Nara?
Yes.
Fielder Tamara?
Yes.
Fielder Valenti?
Yes.
Fielder Director Rio?
Yes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Fielder Valente, seconded by Deputy Director Tamara. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.